Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopefully elect of Israel. You Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian, and Haitians. Gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the occupants pushing this truth toward the four ends of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopefully elect. And shalom to the Agwa for our listening and learning. I'm Isaiah, coming into another lesson in truth, fact, faith, and edification. Lord's witness be edifying. This is just a quick hit of uproars of the people, the world rising. So Lord's willing is be edifying.
And from the national headquarters of RT America right here in our nation's capital, hello again, everybody. I'm Rick Sanchez, and there seems to be something going on that we haven't quite seen before. And let me apologize. Let me apologize ahead of time because this discussion might get a little bit indelicate. Here is your world. This is an amazing journey we're going to take you on, and let me begin by showing you, rather than telling you, our first picks. This is from Chile, and this is what's going on in Santiago, Chile. A state of emergency has been declared, and more than 11 people have already been killed in the protesting, where workers say they are simply fed up with what they call severe economic inequality under a president who calls them, quote, the enemy. What do you say we go to the UK? Again, look at this. A protest that has everything to do with workers and the national economy. More than 1 million people taking to the streets this weekend in London. It's being called one of the largest public demonstrations in British history. As the crowd screamed at the Parliament about Brexit, most of them wanting, they say, a brand new referendum. Now, I'm going to take you to Lebanon. Again, a nationwide general strike has been called across the country as protesters demand, you guessed it, economic justice. They say that their government is corrupt and charging them for things like WhatsApp calls that they say should not be taxed, they should be free. We're learning that banks there are going to be remain closed tomorrow as the protests now head into their 6th day. Okay, let's go to Spain. There, the protesters, angry that their leaders were charged for wanting independence for the province of Catalonia. They have been protesting now for a full week, non-stop. Spain's Prime Minister, Pedro Sanchez, meanwhile referring to the protesters as radical elements who are acting violently, he says, for show. France, there, just this week, police used tear gas against thousands of firefighters who marched through Paris because of what they call low pay for their risky job, in a protest that ended, ironically enough, with firefighters facing off with police. I mean, that's as unusual as it gets. Police officers and firefighters fighting each other. The Yellow Vest protests are going on a year now, this coming November. And then, of course, there's Hong Kong. Seemingly perennial protests that have the youth of what used to be the richest city in the world demonstrating for equality. And it seems odd, but the more they protest, the worse the economy of their once vaulted city becomes. Okay, now, for the indelicate part of this conversation, it is extremely newsworthy that all of these protests have been taking place all over the world, is it not? That's why we're bringing you the story. But you know what may be even more noteworthy? Did you notice something about all of these protesters? They weren't all confined to one oppressed minority, nor were they demonstrating against racial injustice, nor were they made up mostly of the poor. No. They're generally workers and or students, most of them white.
Like this is all This is an ORT um clip that was put up October 21st. But I'm just basically like a recap, man. Okay? Cause this is going on around the world. You heard he said most of those are who? Red men. So I'm gonna read this first. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another people, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. And that's what you see going on, man. Okay? Uproars, man. Around the world. And he said, what? Play that back, man.
Most of them white.
Most of them white, man. Okay? So what's going on? Ecclesiastes chapter 41. Ecclesiastes 41 and verse 7. I'm going to read verse 6. The inheritance of sinners, children shall perish, and their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach. The children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake. Okay? Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High. For if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction. But the main point, the children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake. And that's what's going on, man. Okay? That's 2nd Ezra, man. There shall be sedition among men. These things is playing out, man. Right? This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9. And we start at verse 1. And he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time, wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things which from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. One more time.
Weren't all confined to one oppressed minority, nor were they demonstrating against racial injustice, nor were they made up mostly of the poor. No. They're generally workers and or students, most of them white, fighting for economic equality in places where we don't even usually hear of protests. We're going to drill down on this sudden phenomena with reports on 3 of those places, case studies, if you will, as we focus even more on what's going on in general throughout this week. This is the news with Rick Sanchez, where, we do things a little different. We cover the trends that others fail to. You know why? Because we think it's time to do news again.
Hey, these things are playing out, man. And these people is complaining, man, of ungodly fathers. Okay? Because why? They're being reproached, man. Because now, that which was shall be again, man. In fact, let me read that. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9. It reads, the thing that have been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It have already been of old time, which was before us. So it's nothing new, man. Nothing new, man. Ecclesiastes 3 and 15. That which have been is now. Okay? That which have been is now, and that which is to be have already been. And Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah required that which is past. Okay? Hey, it's nothing new, man. These things is not new, man. I gotta play that again.
We're going to drill down on this sudden phenomena with reports on...
Let me go back a little bit more.
You know what may be even more noteworthy? Did you notice something about all of these protesters? They weren't all confined to one oppressed minority, nor were they demonstrating against racial injustice, nor were they made up mostly of the poor. No. They're generally workers and or students, most of them white, fighting for economic equality in places where we don't even usually hear of protests.
Why? The earth was given to the hand of the wicked, man. Okay, Job 9:24. The earth was given to the hand of the wicked, man. Why are they fighting against each other? Why are they complaining of ungodly fathers? Because their end is now, man. Okay? Hey, their kingdom is falling, man. Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughters of Babylon, man. Okay? James 5:1, man. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl. Okay? Your gold and silver, your gold and silver is cankered, man. Okay? Your soups are moth-eaten, man. Everything about this place is crumbling, man. And all they can do is complain. Because now they know they have been lied to, man. Ages and ages, man. Their forefathers have been lying to them, man. They have taken the world by rape, robbing, murdering, and pillaging, man. This is John chapter 10, verse 10. And it reads, this is John chapter 10, verse 10. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. Okay? That's all they do, man. They are the wicked, man. All they come to do is steal, kill, and destroy. And guess what? Now, Isaiah 14:21 is playing out, man. On a small level for the moment. But it will increase shortly, man. Isaiah 14:21. And it reads, pages kind of stuck together here. Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Okay? It's time for them to be reproached, man. For their forefathers, George Washington and Benjamin Franklin and Cristobal Colon. Okay? And Amerigo Vespucci and all these other red men. It's time for their children to be reproached for them, man. Okay? And Rodrigo Borgias and the Cesare Borgias. It's time for their kids, their children, to be reproached, man. Okay? For all these what's this guy? Franklin Roosevelt. Right? Ronald Reagan's and Abraham Lincoln's. All these North America, Babylon, the great presidents, man. From the beginning, from the rooter to the tutor, man. It's time for them. Oh, the brother brought this out at camp last night, man. 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, and verse Let me see. I think it's 21, if I ain't mistaken. Second Ezra 9. No, Second Ezra 9 and 19. I'm gonna start at verse 18. And now, when I prepared the world, Second Ezra 9 and 18. And now, when I prepared the world, which was not yet made, even for them to dwell, even for them to dwell in now live, no man spake against me. This verse of the Lord, he said, no man spake against me. For then everyone obeyed. But now, the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed and by a law which is unsearchable, rid themselves. So I considered the world, and behold, there were peril, dangers, because of the devices that were come into it. Okay? So it say, in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed. Okay? And a law which is unsearchable, rid themselves. What law? Isaiah 10 and 1, right? Woe to him that decree unrighteous decrees, right? The laws that they set up. Okay, let's read that. Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Okay? This is what they're talking about in Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 19, man. That perpetual seed that corrupted the earth, man. Okay? This is another one. Isaiah 24 and verse 5. And it reads, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. What inhabitants? Job 9 and 24. The earth was given to the hand of the wicked. It's defiled under the wicked. It said because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore have the curse. What curse? The curse of the wicked. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left, man. Okay? So, hey, that's why I say in verse 10, the city of confusion is broken down. What's the city of confusion? Babylon the Great, man. Okay? Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. You see that going on with these protesters, man. They crying for wine, man, for truth. They're looking for some form of justice, man. Okay? But it ain't gonna be no justice, man. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Hey, when you see what's going on, it was a spirit for me to bring this back up out again, man. All the mirth of the land is gone, man. These people is not getting paid fairly. You just seen you got firefighters going against police, man. Where they do that at? Verse 12, and the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction, man. Why? Because back in 2 Ezra 9 and 19, for then everyone obeyed, but now the manner of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed and by a law which is unsearchable. Rid themselves. The reading the law is unsearchable because the red men, Esau, created these laws themselves, man. And they broken the laws of the Lord, man. They created their own laws. That's why I say the laws is unsearchable, man. You ain't gonna find none of these laws that Esau created in the Bible, man. Okay? They go against everything of the Lord, man. They have broken each and every way of the Lord, or the laws of the Lord, man. Okay? Which was the laws of the land. And it said, what? A perpetual seed. Let's see who that perpetual seed is. This is Ezekiel 35. And it said them, and it also said in Isaiah 24, therefore the curse had devoured the land. What curse? The curse of Esau, man. This is Ezekiel 35. In verse 5, let's get to the point. It reads, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time of their iniquity had an end. Okay? That's that perpetual seed. Who? Esau, man. Okay? Let me read one more. This is Amos chapter 1 and verse 11. And it reads, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. But I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Basra. Okay? Listen, man. He have a perpetual hatred, man. That's that perpetual seed in 2nd Ezra 9 and 19, man. Okay? So that's why they uproaring, raging, war. World rising up, man. Okay? In uproars, man. Why? Because of their ungodly fathers, man. Now it's time to be reproached for that, man. Because what? What Galatians say? This is Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7. And it reads, be not deceived. Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai is not marked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And now we in a time of what? Reaping. Okay? So Lord willing is edifying. Gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kodash. The honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the Akim, pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the 4 ends of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hope for the elect. And shalom to the Akwa who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. May Lord willing edifying. Till next time, shalom.